are live, and today's topic, Mouthpiece included, Bo knows sexual assault. We're talking about Bo Schembechler, that is. University of Michigan allegations, over 1,500 counts. We're unpacking that today on Mouthpiece included. Stand by for production. Let's see here. Big ups to our crack production staff. Big ups. All right. Tell that.
Copyright disclaimer under section 107.
Make sure we roll in Ace. Share that link.
Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Don't forget your mouthpiece, people. Guard your grill, knuckle up. Silverbacks are in the building. Mouthpiece included will start in 1 minute. 1 minute.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay.
Man, where do they keep the
Yeah,
honey?
where the honey
at?
at?
God is a fan of the
Excuse me, you know where the
Need
honey
that for my
is?
tea.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like
Oh,
a gaggle of
jeez,
girls?
Al.
The Bears.
Who wants cheese head?
Nobody wants to cheat.
And I know God understands. I can stay on my couch.
God understands.
because
Of
God
the
is a fan
Bears.
of
The Bears. Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls? The Bears.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God
The
is a
Bears.
fan of
The Bears. Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a
Silverbacks in the building. Gonna get her done. TATN. TATN.
Better guard your grill. TATN, mouthpiece included.
Stand by.
Better guard your grill.
You better guard your grill and put them dukes up.
Mouthpiece included.
TATN in the house. Got Silverback Ace in the building. We're going to unpack some stuff today. What's going on in the Midwest? Man, what's going on in the Big Ten? What up, Ace? What it do, bro?
What's going on? What's going on? It's quite mild in the Midwest, weather-wise.
Yeah, you got something to say? Now's the time, man. Get your intro on, fam.
Yo, what's going on to the TATN Mouthpiece included family? Happy Thursday, happy holidays, happy wines, or happy everything. Just got back from the state of Florida. Some fresh breezes and re-energizing to this holiday season. Not much to unpack until we get to the latest episode of Mouthpiece Included. Thanks to all who are watching, who are following and supporting. Like, share, and subscribe. TATN Mouthpiece Included.
Yeah, because we dropping nothing but jewels.
Yeah, and you need those in your life. From the Self-Love Show to Mouthpiece Included. Self-Love Show Wednesday. Every week.
Yeah. 9 p.m. Central, and Mouthpiece is 9 p.m. Central on Thursdays. We got off to a late start. Yeah, I was at work. Couldn't get off the plantation early. Hit a lot of traffic on the way to the tip, so y'all know how that go.
Yeah. Maneuver around the best you can, especially out there in that traffic you in.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of suspect drivers, man. I really don't believe they have licenses.
Well, you notice a lot of that in the Shy.
Yeah, bro. Here they be riding around with no license plate.
Blame it on COVID. Yeah, no license plates, no license. Well, I was seeing plates from 2020 and 2019, and people just riding dirty. They're like, "Hey, it's COVID, man. I couldn't get to the DMV for the last 2-3 years." So it is what it is.
Yeah, man. But you don't be rolling through the state of Illinois with no plates, bro.
Yeah, it's not gonna last long for you. Especially in them suburbs.
Man, and they be in the high end whips too, bro. They be in a Lamborghini with no tags, nowhere.
Yeah. I got a Lambo.
Right.
I got that paper. I don't need no tags.
So if you kids out there, if you carjack a Lambo, which I'm not suggesting, just take the plates off. If you happen to be in Cali, you can roll around forever. They won't know it's stolen.
Stop it. They be like, hey, he hasn't had time to go to the DMV. It's COVID.
And gee, I wonder what the license plate reader says, bro. When 12 roll up on you and there's no plate. You know?
They go to the VIN number and I hope it's attached to something.
Yeah, that's probably it. So y'all appreciate your patience. Today's show, we're going to break down, as normal, our weekly hot topics. And then how about those Bears? Is it still just in time? The quarterback of the week. And then, of course, how about those Bulls? And then our topic, Bo knows sexual assault. Bo Schembechler, that is. And that's the over 1,500 allegations or counts of sexual assault. We're piggybacking. We're going to have to break them all down, but it all started with Sandusky. That's a Big Ten school. I think they may have been independent, though, when he was doing his thing. And what was the other school, bro? Michigan State?
The NASA.
Yeah.
NASA, yeah. I think there's something going on at Ohio State as well.
Yeah, you can't even keep up with it, but it's something about the Big Ten. You know, no one of those boys at Michigan were playing so hard. You know what I mean? They had somebody's thumb up their bum. They was probably threatening them. You know, you're going to see the doctor if we don't win this game.
Well, I'm going to win this game, I tell you.
Man. So last week was our esports conclusion. For anybody who missed it, the last week's show we covered actually how to get your child involved. We showed how to move if your child was 13 or under. Also, you know, we talked about the type of bread the pros are making, you know, and the scholarships. So, hey, you got any errors, additions, or admissions for last week's show?
We pretty much did a pretty good job chopping that one up. No, I mean, you know, it's just impetus on us to get it going in our community. We can't leave it just out there for those of other persuasions to dominate this field as far as tournaments and making college and university strides as far as scholarship, leaving us behind. So we can get inside of there and dominate as well.
Yeah, I would definitely concur with that. And you guys check out. You can really see what your kid could be doing, and they could get a scholarship and earn money. You shouldn't have a problem with that.
No. Yeah.
Now, if I could have earned money going to the intramural gym, you know what I mean? Huh? Yeah, that's next, Ace. That's next. The amateurs at college. Yeah.
You sponsor our hippie team there.
Right. Or you win your school's amateur league, and then you go off to play other schools and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Could be doable.
Yeah, these schools are printing money.
And then, that might help in some of the recruiting.
Yeah. So what about any hot topics, bro? I didn't really follow sports. It was Memorializing Mom this week. So you got any hot topics?
Hottest would be, I guess, in the NFL. Well, let's not go there because we're going there later. But the NFL, Urban Meyer got fired late last night.
Wait a minute. Now, let me ask you. How long has he been their coach?
Since January of 2021.
So they hired this man for 1 year.
5-year contract.
I saw in the hubbub like they should fire him and all that. I mean, the Jacksonville's aren't the Patriots.
Yeah, but the quarterback grew tired of him.
What do you mean?
His antics and just that he wasn't a professional coach. He had a guy, a running back, that the quarterback wanted playing. And he had this other guy in who wasn't as effective as the guy that was on the bench that was having, I guess, some personal issues with the coach. He said at a press conference, like, hey, this other guy needs to be playing. He needs to get some touches. He needs to be on the field. And if we're here to win, this is the person that needs to be in the game.
Yeah, you're talking about the golden boy, white boy that came out of Clemson?
Yeah, Joey Sunshine. Yeah.
Well, all right, I'll go with that. I feel like if that Joey Sunshine was black, it'd be an entirely different narrative potentially. Yeah. He needs to do his job and listen to Urban Meyer.
Yeah, but at this point of the season, with the different shenanigans Myers has going for the entire year, it ended up that the quarterback had a little bit more pull than Urban Meyer himself probably thought.
That's okay. Let me ask you then.
Yeah.
Are you not interested in Urban Meyer to replace Nagy, the N-word coach?
Urban Meyer's has shown himself to not be a professional footballer. And he had the number 1 pick in the draft and really couldn't get anything done with him or the entire team. Lost the team probably earlier in the season. The Jaguars finally decided to, dump him.
I didn't follow any of it, but they're going to have a difficult time getting a good coach moving forward. Because if they can do Urban Meyer, I understand why they did it for the it wasn't like he sat the franchise quarterback down.
No,
I mean Aaron Rodgers isn't even getting that.
No, but it was a variety of things. Like early in the season, he lost on a Thursday night.
Okay.
And at that point, they didn't have a win yet, and he just said he was going to stay with his family, stay back in the city that they were playing in. I think it was in Ohio. Was it Cleveland? I think it was Cleveland they played, staying back in that city. And he didn't fly back with the team after the loss.
Wait, Urban Meyer didn't?
No, he didn't fly back with the team after the loss. And then a video came out probably a day or two later with some young co-ed dancing on his lap.
Oh, well, there you go. Do tell. Now, this is see, it's, now this is what we're talking about.
So, while, his team's trying to recuperate and recover after the loss.
He's getting lap dances in this atmosphere from co-eds.
Yeah, but everybody's got a damn camera.
And I'm sure he's got a whole wife and family to boot.
Oh, yeah. That's who he was staying back to spend time with when he was getting his little lap dance.
Wait, so he left Ohio State, right? He left Florida and went to Ohio State.
He left Florida. Yeah, he won in Florida. He won in Ohio State. Then he had a little scandal there in Ohio State.
Was it a recruitment scandal?
I can't quote exactly what happened at this time, but whatever. He said he was leaving Ohio State. And
So he tried to pull a what's the dude coaching Seahawks now? Was that USC?
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he tried to pull a Petey Carroll.
Yeah, just got him out of town.
And blame all the Negroes for the scandal, go win a Super Bowl. Yeah.
No.
But Pete Carroll, he never lost the team. They actually loved him.
Yeah, and they still do, even though they're struggling this year.
Well, they've been struggling ever since. I think he lost it when he didn't give the ball to I'm just here because I have to be here. Yeah.
Beast mode.
Yeah, and he was beasting on that drive. The only reason they got down there is because he was running over like 14 people, and you get down to the half-yard line and don't give him the ball, bro.
Yeah, that was a Super Bowl that we're living in.
It was similar to 85 Bears. Of course, we were up 100 points when they couldn't figure out how to get Walter Payton in the end zone.
Dicker.
That broke, we don't know what's in Dicker's heart, but that broke Walter Payton's heart, man.
Yeah, we know.
Best player to ever put on a football uniform, in my opinion, at any position.
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely. Speaking of Walter Payton and his alma mater, we got a Neon, Coach Prime. Got the #1 player in the country going to Jackson State University. Plucked him right out of the recruiting arms of his alma mater, Florida State University, yesterday.
At what position?
Cornerback, wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a Dion type.
Yeah.
Probably punt returner, kickoff returner, that type
Absolutely.
of thing.
#1 in the country. And
what state is that kid from? Do you know?
He's from Georgia.
Oh, yeah. They got athletes down there, bro.
Those Georgia athletes, yeah. He was the #1 ranked player in the country. He was supposed to commit to Florida State University and decided to go with Coach Prime. Because, Coach Prime will get you paid.
Facts.
You don't have to go to Florida State to
you don't.
wait on a check. You don't have to go anywhere.
We've been saying for years, if all those players would have gone to Chicago State would have been Duke University.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now everybody's upset. Well, not everybody, but all the pink coaches.
Oh yeah, they're gonna allege he's paying. They're gonna allege all type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's legal now. He doesn't have to pay him.
Correct. But they're gonna allege that he paid him to come to the school. You know what I'm talking about.
He is getting paid to go to the school. That's why he's there. And he's with Coach Prime.
That it is. Bottom line, he can learn more from Prime than he can from those other coaches.
Absolutely. Just because he's going to, Florida State's a big school, ACC school, he's going to learn more from a coach there than he will a Hall of Fame cornerback.
Well, people are acting like this concept are new. We always knew. Once I figured out walking paper, went to Jackson State, and Jerry Rice went to what?
Valley State.
Yeah. And my man, rest his soul, McNair went to Alcorn or something.
Yeah.
Once I started looking at that, and some of the other big players that are Hall of Famers from small school. Yeah.
Richard Ben.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're talented, they're going to find you.
They're going to find
you. Yeah. They're definitely going to find you.
Get to that combine or get to, somebody's going to get some film out there on you, seeing you wreck and shop, whether it's in the SEC, the ACC, or the SWAC. They're gonna find you.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's push forward, bro. How about them Bears, man? How about them? It's Packers week.
Yeah, it was exciting for the first half of the game. I was watching it down in Miami, and I was with well, I can't say a Bears fan. He was an Aaron Rodgers fan. It was exciting for the first half. But I was like, well, he's like, what do you think the Bears are going to do? I was like, well, they don't make any halftime adjustments. So, it's pretty much over right now. And true to form, they got dog walked in the second half, 24-3. They got 45 points.
Hey, man, listen. I love our receivers, but we need a new coach. They keep catching the ball and running out of bounds, man, with 6, 7 extra. You got a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not playing with the guy Brady. Yeah. You're not playing with Aaron Rodgers where, okay, step out of bounds. These guys be giving up real estate, just catching the ball and running out of bounds, and they get up and celebrate. That's culture, bro. That's culture.
Yeah. Well, the culture has to be changed. The latest narrative is cleaning house, all the way from the president, general manager, and of course, Nagy, N-word, whatever, whoever he is, got to go also. So.
I tell you what, the rookie looked pretty good. I was eye hustling on my flight back from the Chi, and these girls in front of me and my wife were watching the game, so I was able to see it. So I saw a lot of it, man, until it started crumbling. I just cut on a movie.
Yeah.
What I mean? Yeah. But he looked pretty good from what I saw, man.
Well, I mean, with a system that he can believe in, that they're running, I'm sure he'll excel and progress. He progressed in that game. I mean, through the pick six after staring the wide receiver down, he came and made a fantastic throw on a slant to get a touchdown. So, I mean.
So I saw that drive with the slant. That's where I started watching it. So there was a pick six before that?
Yeah, the series right before that. Yeah.
Wow.
Threw a pick six and then came back for the touchdown.
What's up with our cornerbacks? Always like they're trying to jump the ball and get a pick six, but never getting there.
They can't play. They cut Fuller in the preseason for salary cap reasons. But he was a Bear. They should have worked out something with his salary.
Yeah, they should have cut some of those other bums.
Yeah, but they had no. I don't know, man. They had no backup plan for cornerbacks.
Where's Fuller now? How is he playing?
He's in Denver with Fangio. He's not having a all-pro season, but
he's starting.
Yes, I believe he is, and he would have been an upgrade to anything we have on the team now, besides our number one, Jalen Johnson. But even Jalen Johnson was doing a great job on Devontae Adams in the first half of this game until the Packers made adjustments, went away from him, started moving them around and putting them in slants and putting them against the bums that are in your secondary out there, and he started killing them.
Did my man play?
Eddie Jackson?
No, our outside linebacker.
Matt?
Yeah.
He's out for the year. His foot's he's been out since.
Yeah, I know he's been out. So he's out for the year now? I missed that announcement.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
What about the linebacker? Did he have covert?
Roquan?
Yeah.
No, Roquan played. Led the team in tackles as usual.
Wow. So
we don't have a secondary.
I mean, that's huge. That's huge not having Mac.
So Mac is out for the year. Hicks was out for this game.
I saw that they still refuse to run the ball, though. I saw that.
Yeah, they don't want to run the ball. I mean, even when they got up and they, Even the
Right.
play that he threw the pick six, they should have been running the ball that play because they had a couple, effective rounds before that. But this guy's an idiot. That's where he's got to go. Got two dynamic running backs. One is a horse and one's a rookie.
Well, I'm sure they're looking at the tape. They're probably looking at the tape right now.
Find out the whys.
Yeah, the whys and where they're at.
Yeah, we're gonna find out where we're at in the whys. How we're gonna get everything.
These motherfuckers be at week 12 talking about they got to figure out where they're at.
Yeah, they just announced today all the coordinators are in the COVID protocol. So we'll see who's coaching the team this week.
Ace, no offense, but they'd be better off letting you call the plays, bro. Seriously.
Oh, my God.
They'd be better off letting you call the plays, man, or me for that matter. So, who you got quarterback of the week? I'm going with our rookie.
Just in time?
I'm going with just in time.
Uh,
Bro, he had the rushing. He rushed for some big first downs. He was on the rib. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can go with that. He even had a rushing play where a receiver, Allen Robinson, should have been blocking. Decided not to block that play. Could have been blocking. It looked like he could have cut it and might have been a touchdown. But this
The guy decided not to block.
Yeah, he's playing out his contract. You know he's not coming back to Chicago next year.
Playing not to get hurt.
Yeah, basically.
I got something for guys like that. We're going to sit your ass down the rest of the season.
Well, he was hurt the last few weeks with a hamstring. But why not just take the rest of the year off? You don't want to play. Let some of these other guys play. Because these other guys are, the other speedsters they have on the team are making plays.
So I'm going to pull it up. But when I did this a couple days ago, how about them Bulls? Those Bulls were 14-8, a game and a half. They're tied for second. They're a game and a half back from the Bucks. Let's see, tied for second with the Bucks. They're a game and a half behind New Jersey. But I'll pull it up to see where they're standing. But I think they did pretty good when you figure they were in COVID protocol.
Well, I mean, when we were in Miami last week, they took a buking. But they've been off since then. Yeah,
they're 17-10 now. They're 3 games back. They're in third place. The Bucks are 2.5 games back at 19-11, and then the Nets are 21-8. The Bulls are 5-5 in their last few games, but that's when one of their best players had the COVID, right?
Yeah, DeRozan got the COVID now, and they ended up having about 10 players.
Yeah, the league I think postponed their games or something.
Yeah, the last 2 games have been postponed. They're not sure that they can get the game in Sunday against the Lakers. So, man, I'm sorry for those people that bought the scalp tickets. But,
man, you got to get your G League guys on the court, man, and they got to just play the games, bro.
They've been bringing them up. They've been signing people, but they've been getting coming right to the Bulls, getting the COVID. And the Bulls are 100%.
Well, you guys are lax. You guys are very lax on your COVID protocol there, buddy, and Shy. I can tell you that. You guys are lax.
Well, they're gonna try and they're making changes to the COVID protocol for the NFL and the NBA to get these games because nobody wants to shut down. It's pretty.
And the league is losing money, man. They lose money.
Yeah, they don't want to have that this year. The NFL and the Players Association agreed to pretty much going into a bubble. You go on the road, no guests, masks everywhere. They're changing everything so they can get the season in, make sure they get through the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
I just think it's ridiculous that you mandate all the players to take the jab, and 99% of your players have taken a jab, and they still can't play if they're asymptomatic with COVID. I mean, I think that's a bit overkill.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of the players are saying. Baker Mayfield won't be able to play this week. He's had the jab, but he's asymptomatic, but he's got COVID. He's got to clear the protocol. So,
And let me say this, man. I give the COVID test, right? There's a lady today. She's like, I'm a school teacher. I tested positive for COVID like 2 days ago, she said, right? And she said, just did a test up the street, tested positive.
yeah.
We did our quick test, negative. Now, of course, the other one's got to go to the lab and come back. My point is, that's not an exact science, the whole fucking test.
No. Especially, the quick tests and the scientific tests, and God knows where those scientific tests go. So.
Correct. I had somebody tell me today, like, man, you could switch LeBron's test and have him out for the game against your team.
Yeah. I got $1 million on the Bulls.
Yeah, because it's always the best players. Right. I got $1 million. Exactly. The gambling's legal now. Exactly, bro. It'd be the best players, bro. It's never the 12th, 13th guy on the bench.
Yeah. And then, the bookmakers of the sports books, they shut down the lines immediately once they find out these players get COVID or won't be able to play these games. But, it's still the Bulls versus the Lakers. It's just that LeBron's not playing. So what gives you the right to shut down the damn lines and change the bets?
Man. All right. So, our topic today is Bo Schembechler. Bo knows sexual assault. He was the coach, legendary coach, rest his soul, late legendary coach of Michigan during some of their, big years. He used to go up against Woody Hayes, I believe, early on. So my question, Ace, is what's to know? What do we know about this Dr. Anderson before his University of Michigan affiliation? Because this guy, what I know is he was already a pervert, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, I don't know if he was fired, but yeah, he was a known pervert doing it at a previous job, and he was able to white privilege his way into a job at the University of Michigan.
Head of their medical staff. Are you kidding me? As a pervert? But, got that privilege. He's pulling himself up by his bootstraps and trying to make America great again. One finger at a time.
One finger at a time, and the opposable thumb. So what we knew about him was he came up with some sort of treatment after grad school. So I read that he wanted to be a basketball player himself. Didn't pan out for him. He's from New Jersey or something, and so then he went the doctor route. He came up with some sort of treatment that was probably involving his fingers that for some reason the United States ended up using it as a template for how to treat players. That's this guy. So on the one hand, he's very talented at what he's doing, and on the other hand, he's got his fingers.
Yeah.
So that's this guy. Bo Schembechler. What do we know about Bo?
Bo's one of the greatest coaches in Michigan's quote-unquote history.
Yeah, I'd say even Big Ten too. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and the Michigan alum, highly revere Bo Schembechler and what he did during his time and era at the University of Michigan. The question is, did Bo know what was going on?
Well, well, before we go there, he was AD, right? I think he
Bo.
became athletic director. He stepped down from
Yeah.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bo could have did anything. He was probably athletic director of the golf department because that's probably all he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Step down as the head coach. They would just find a way to pay him. And,
Yeah, but he definitely got them some chips.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, Bo was the head of everything at the University of Michigan, even prior to them beating the Illini and winning the national championship in basketball. Bo was the man at Michigan, University of Michigan. And I don't think there's anything that went around or happened in that athletic department that he didn't know about. There's no way.
Oh, he knew. They were saying that, you know, it was like a running joke. You know, we're going to send you to the doctor. And so now that we're going there, they called him Dr. What they call him? They referred to that dude as
Dr. Drop Your Pants.
Yeah, Dr. Drop Your Pants. So what do we know about the allegations with Dr. Anderson, the late Dr. Anderson, also known as Drop Your Pants? What do we know about these allegations, bro?
Well, I mean, they've been founded and backed up by a large amount of University of Michigan athletes, all the way back from the 70s, stating that they were complaining to their coaches about being inappropriately examined by Dr. Drop Your Pants. One of the athletes even lost his scholarship for complaining about having to go to this doctor. How could you have such a long history of sexual abuse in your program and nobody do anything about it?
Yeah, they said Dr. Drop Your Pants was fondling breasts too.
He liked it all?
Yeah, he wanted it all. Yeah, this guy.
Stone cold freak, huh?
Yeah, stone cold freak. So I'm going to go through a quick timeline you sent. This is a timeline of Dr. Robert Anderson, sexual abuse scandal. M Live, so I guess that's coming from Michigan. So we're just going to go through this timeline a little bit. Here we go. 1949, he earns his Bachelor of Science degree from Michigan State. Oh, Michigan State, huh? Yeah. What you want to do is, he was giving him the hernia test and the, what's the one? Prostate exam.
Prostate exam.
Yeah, these guys were 19 years old.
Coming in with a shoulder injury.
So he earned his medical degree from UM.
Yeah.
In 53. From 53 to 57, Dr. Drop Your Pants. He trained at Hurley Medical Center in Flint. And
he's abusing little black kids.
Yep. He joined a private practice in Flint. He probably was messing with Magic Johnson. Well, this is 53 to 57. Johnson wasn't around, but he joined a private practice in Flint where he developed a new program in sports medicine that provided free physical exams to high school athletes. Red flag. This program was later adopted by the world-renowned American Medical Society. 1960, between 60 and 2003, he retired from Michigan in 2003. He performs approximately 4,065 medical exams on 2,595 distinct airmen, according to Federal Aviation Administration records. Some of those men have come forward alleging abuse by this doctor. September of 66, he's hired by University of Michigan as an associate physician. This is after the allegations by the distinct airmen, Ace. So Michigan hired him after that.
Yeah.
Wonder how that interview went. They're all liars.
Man.
Yeah.
It was probably his buddy.
Bo was probably his buddy. Yep. So 67, Anderson began serving as a team physician with the university's athletic department. In 1968, Dr. Drop Your Pants becomes director of University Health Services and receives an appointment as part-time clinical instructor at Michigan's medicine department. 1975, University of Michigan wrestler Tad DeLuca, wrestler, bro,
Yeah.
pens a letter to the coach Bill Johannesson and the AD, Don Canham, saying something is, quote, something is wrong with Dr. Anderson, and, quote, regardless of what you go in there for, he always makes you drop your drawers. And didn't I say this last week? I was saying that, no, somebody has to know that this is wrong.
Right.
Yeah, they're not all slow or unsophisticated.
Yeah.
People have doctors in their family. January 1980, Anderson resigns as director of UHS. So they must have known something funny was going on, but they allowed him to remain on staff as senior physician, and they allowed him to continue to see patients. Thomas Easthope, Associate Vice President of Student Services, learns of Anderson's conduct with patients and tries to fire him. That's 1980. Easthope says his decision was overruled, bro.
His buddy.
Yeah. 81, Anderson becomes a senior physician. He keeps going up the ladder. 1990s, the men's and women's athletic departments merge. Anderson now sees athletes from football, track, and wrestling, amongst others. 2003, he retires. 2008, Anderson dies at his home after a terminal diagnosis of pulmonary fibrosis. So he was fighting that since 2006. 2018, DeLuca sends another letter to the current athletic director, Ward Manuel, re-alerting, let's see, okay. All right. So he sends another a letter to the AD, there's a new AD, re-alerting officials of Anderson's past conduct. February of 2020, University of Michigan asked former students and student athletes who may have been abused by Dr. Drop Your Pants to contact the compliance hotline. March 2020, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says she will not open an investigation into Anderson's abuse without full cooperation from the university. What? Which includes, they'd have been all over Kim Fox if she did this.
Oh, yeah.
Which includes waiving attorney-client privilege. Wow. July 2020, the first female survivor of Anderson publicly comes forward. Kathy Kelleher played tennis from 73 to 75. She said she was sexually abused by Anderson during a routine medical exam. When he asked her to fully undress, he grabbed her breasts, made crude comments about her breasts, and then vaginally penetrated her with his fingers while not wearing gloves. A lawsuit filed in July of 2020 in the U.S. District Court claimed Schembechler and Canham, which is what you were talking about, knew of sexual abuse allegations. October 2020, lawyers representing hundreds of survivors of Anderson began mediation with lawyers from UM. The university is now facing several lawsuits. May 2021, Wilmer Hale releases its report on Anderson, which reveals that University of Michigan officials knew of alleged sexual abuse by Anderson and could have brought his abuse to an end. The report collected information from more than 800 people, including nearly 600 former patients. Well, if there is a Hale, he's down there and somebody's got their fingers up his bum right now.
Right. Now imagine the amount of people that didn't want to come forward and
Agreed.
deal with the situation.
Agreed. And yeah, and before he was just doing the athletes, it's got to be a lot of no-name students on that list too.
Right.
Yeah. You got a headache? Take your pants off. You know what I mean? Take your pants off.
Yeah, I got this new treatment I got.
Yeah. Now, dozens of Anderson, June 2021, dozens of his survivors gather outside Michigan Stadium calling for transparency and full cooperation from the University of Michigan that would allow Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel to now conduct an investigation into Anderson's conduct. I don't know why she needs. That shows you how powerful that university is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. June 2021, several Schembechler family members, as well as former football players and coaches, speak out in defense of Schembechler, saying he would never have tolerated any abuse or mistreatment of his players, his staff, or any other individual. So that's it for the timeline. Thoughts, concerns?
Absolutely not. He wouldn't have allowed this to go on for 30 years until his death. Come on, man. You know, yeah, all of these people are lying. All of these people are making this story up. All of these people have the same story about Dr. Drop Your Pants. Bo knew what was going on. His trainer, his athletic trainer now, well, then is the assistant athletic department head now. And this guy is still saying that he knew nothing about what was going on with Dr. Drop Your Pants.
How could he not know? And it was like a running joke. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're looking at a different area as far as sexual abuse is concerned. Although it might not have been star players that were affected by this guy. So, you know, there was really no concern by the coach, the athletic department, or the trainers. Unfortunately, you have hundreds of young men and ladies that went to Michigan that had to go through this treatment because it's sound like just in many of the schools around the Big Ten that nobody cared. Nobody cared enough to step in. You know, after they went to these kids' houses and talked to their parents, or they came on their official visits and talked to the family and said, you know, we're family and we'll take care of you and all this crap. But they didn't care enough to stop this guy from sexually abusing all of these athletes.
Quick sidebar, bro. I don't know if you heard about this. So you see the pic, right?
Yeah.
So this brother, this is an article from November of 2020. The University of Michigan has reached a $9.25 million settlement with 8 women who were sexually harassed by Martin Filbert, the former provost and chief academic officer at the school. The school and the women's lawyers confirmed. The names of the 8 women were not disclosed. The settlement did not include Filbert himself. The women could still file a lawsuit against him. Filbert, the second highest administrator at the University of Michigan, had a lengthy history of sexually harassing female employees and had sexual relationships, including in university offices, while being promoted time and time again. Over the course of his employment by the university, while he was an assistant professor, associate dean, Filbert sexually harassed multiple members of the university. We're talking sexual harassment, university community, including both grad students who worked in his research lab and employees. Some allegations and other information about Filbert's conduct. I'm just reading this because this is the point I'm making. This is sexual harassment and not sexual assault. And this brother was quickly plucked out, right?
Yeah.
Fired, and the lawsuits. So that's just weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Michigan's also the state that threw the book at Kwame Kilpatrick
For sexual harassment.
I don't know what the hell they gave him 26 years for. Talking to his assistant on a city phone. I mean, I don't know. But hey, yeah, it's it's mighty amazing that this guy got away with this abuse for so many years.
Correct. And this proves our point that if he was a black man, it wouldn't have happened.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, this guy was, apparently abusing his authority. Right. And he said he had sexual relations with his subordinates and things like that. You know what I mean? Which I'm not going to justify here. It feels creepy. And he got sued, and they even poured an article, why he continued to get promoted. Yeah, this is what we're saying. So back to topic. Nearly 10 months of closed-door talks between the University of Michigan and hundreds of victims of former football, Dr. Drop Your Pants. According to a late June report, let's see here, those currently in the suit, including more than 800 Anderson victims, that lawyers in UM all declined comments. But they said UM was offering $100,000 per survivor. Thoughts?
Offering as a settlement?
Yeah, so you do 800 times 1,000 would be 800,000, times 10,000 would be 8 million, times 100,000. So they're offering, $80 million as a settlement.
Yeah, no. No. You gotta do better than that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like $300,000 per count.
Yeah, absolutely. What it's hard to believe. The picture that you have for the promo isn't the 50 finger guy. It's another guy who is suffering from leukemia, and he got cancer, and prostate. The reason that it didn't get diagnosed earlier,
because he was afraid of doctors.
Yeah, he wouldn't let a doctor touch him and give him the prostate exam.
Yeah, but he's hugging Dr. Drop Your Pants.
Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. So
maybe it's Stockholm syndrome. I mean, that's real.
Yeah. Or maybe he didn't believe he was getting abused until someone else stepped up and said it. But if you're that afraid
of doctors, then you had to have known that you were abused.
That something was wrong. So
and you saw the loving picture. I'll put it up here.
Yeah.
For anybody who is not looking at the cover. Let's see here. Where is it? Here it is, right here. All right, let me show you. So this is a guy Ace is talking about here. So that's the guy. So he didn't get his regular prostate exams like most people would do because he was afraid of that doctor there. So look at that picture though, Ace. I mean, what's that all about? And look at Dr. Drop Your Pants face.
Yeah,
he probably got his finger in his bum right now.
That's what it looks like.
Don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why would you? Because a lot of the athletes go back, especially the football players, back to the games. But why would he ever hug or even commiserate with this doctor? Even going back to University of Michigan for a game or for an alumni ceremony, for whatever the hell he was there for, I would be trying to choke this guy to death.
Man, break his neck real quick and then explain to everybody, hey, I had CTE and
I lost it.
He lost it, and this guy had his finger up my bum, and he put it up my bum right there in that picture.
Yeah,
and I snapped.
And the picture looks like it was long after.
You see how old he is? Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor probably retired and left the University of Michigan, and none of these guys ever said anything. So, like you said, it might have been Stockholm syndrome that allowed this to continue and go on for so long. But wow.
Well, as a quick sidebar, I did have a hot topic. One of those guys. You remember the football player who just went to a neighborhood property and killed like a whole family? It was like last year. So he shot him up, and it was a brother. It's a very affluent neighborhood. It was in his community, and it was just totally random, bro. It wasn't a robbery. He didn't know those people. So he knew something was wrong, and he told his wife or his family, had my brain, donated to science. Bro, they said he had one of the worst cases of CTE that they have ever seen.
Mm.
This is real, man. We need to do a show on CTE. I think that brother, you saw the one who slammed his girl like a rag doll into the TV in front of the baby. You can't tell me he doesn't have CTE, bro.
Something's wrong with him. You know,
Correct.
later came back and said that the girl staged the abuse that
So when he threw her, she kind of threw herself more into the TV and she smacked the back of her head. He could have killed her. She smacked the back of her head into his fist. Is that what they're saying?
Right in front of the child, and then he tried to use the excuse that she was sleeping with his lawyer and friend, and oh man, I don't know what's wrong with these people.
I mean, I could believe all of that to be true, but CTE.
Yeah, CTE could definitely be a cause of these reactions or problems in football, and former football players and current football players.
And non-football players, you know, you got people fighting every day as kids, you know what I mean? They might be winning, but they're walking away with concussion.
Yeah, you got MMA, hockey, you know.
Yeah.
Variety of sports, soccer. Even the collisions that NASCAR and Formula One race drivers were having prior to them getting those neck put in their cars to help with the collision.
You know, one of the victims of Dr. Drop Your Pants attorneys, he said that it's weird, and he said he's telling his clients not to do it, that Michigan wants you to call them and give your whole, like you're giving your whole case to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like they have these hotlines if you're being abused. You know, it should be a third party, you know.
Yeah.
Like you said, people are losing scholarships. They're being threatened with their livelihood.
Yeah. Well, you know, all they can do is ask.
Yeah. So give me some solutions, bro. How can we stop this from happening? I mean, I think, well, I'm going to throw this out before you go. I mean, this stuff seems normal to me, but maybe there should be some protocols when you go in a doctor's office. The only thing that you should be dropping your pants for. These are the only treatments. And these are, you know what I mean? And what red flags are. A pamphlet or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that may help. You may need
because Ace, a lot of us ain't never seen a doctor until we got to university. Go ahead, bro.
Right.
If your family didn't have benefits, go ahead.
Right. So, you know, they wouldn't, but even that, going to a doctor, well, my family did have benefits, but going to the doctor, I can't believe that I wouldn't know, especially in my formative years at university, that there was something wrong with someone sticking their finger.
Yeah. You come in with a twisted ankle and they're telling you to drop your pants in your underwear.
Yeah, I got to stick my finger.
Correct. Like I told y'all last week, man, I was 13 as a freshman. I questioned it then. Is this really necessary? You know, the coaches are laughing. You know what I mean? They're all laughing.
Yeah.
Thought it was funny. You know what I mean? And they assured me, though, that
everybody did it.
Everybody did it, and it's a one-time deal. Right. So that I wasn't going through the world thinking every time I go see a sports doctor, he's going to fondle my balls.
Yeah. That, you know, that, I don't know, it would behoove, or it would seem that especially the Big Ten will put something in place with the amount of sexual abuse cases that they've had across different sports for a number of years, to educate athletes or just students in general and give them a hotline to call, maybe not associated with the university, to, if they feel that they've been compromised by anyone at the school, whether it's a doctor, a coach, or a professor, or a teacher. I mean, I don't think that would be hard to do. As much damn money as they make off of one game at the University of Michigan or Ohio State, Penn State, or the University of Iowa. They can put together, a hotline, a call line for students.
I see what you're saying. A Big Ten call line as
Yeah.
opposed to that particular school. Yeah.
Yeah, because as we've seen that,
It's conflict of interest.
yeah, and this is running rapid in the Big Ten. So while
What is the likelihood that they were playing with balls and in your bum at the University of Illinois?
They weren't winning, so I don't.
That's true.
There had a lot of thugs at the University of Illinois.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would have got away with, except for the people that might have enjoyed it.
I mean, Ace, out of that many victims, bro, it seems like one of them would have kicked his ass. It should be a record of somebody whooped his ass.
And those are athletes in their prime.
Correct.
You would think someone would have taken offense and not going back. If I'm going back to kick your ass, Doctor.
I mean, Ace, you're a coach. You imagine if all your players are referring to this guy as Dr. Drop Your Pants, and you're getting a letter from one of the kids' parents, and you're going to say, well, if you want to play for Jackie Robinson,
Yeah.
if that's true about Bo Schembechler, bro, that is weird.
And his family saying there's no way that Bo knew anything about this, and the doctor's family saying I don't believe that about my father. There's no way he was a regular man and doctor and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, they said everybody said nice things at his funeral. Duh.
Yeah, that was all his friends. But there's you got to be some kind of a sick individual as far as the coach is concerned. You're a leader of these young men, and you're allowing this to go on under your watch.
Seriously, Ace, I mean, you think one of the parents would have came down there and punched one or two of them.
But like you said in the previous show, would a teenager tell a parent what was going on at that time at the University of Michigan, or they would have been like, school's fine, everything's fine, I got injured and I'm being treated. And
those guys are usually good at grooming, meaning they're going to pick the ones from the broken household, pick the ones who aren't as affluent, find some who are barely making it academically, these type of, where their whole survival in their minds is based upon their situation with the university.
Right. So I have to stay here to, eat.
And you remember the transfer portal wasn't as sweet as it is now.
Oh no, you have to sit out for a year.
Man, you lost eligibility. Man.
Find another team and find a coach that wanted you, and find a coach that wouldn't be tainted by your current coach. Because, they're going to call your current coach and be like, what's going on?
Oh, and Schembechler's going to be like, that guy's lazy. He's a loser. Yeah, and I think he likes fingers up his butt.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
And the embarrassment. You got to tell this other team why you're leaving Michigan.
Right. Because I'm getting fingers up my bum. But now you got the transfer portal where they can actually transfer all 4 years of playing.
And they should be able to.
Go directly to another school.
They should be able to.
Get another licensing deal or another deal where they're going to get paid even more at this school.
Because what happens is, Ace, the coaches at those top programs started just recruiting everybody whether they're going to send him on the bench or not. Because the best way to, you can have this guy on your bench and you don't have to compete against him.
Yeah, it's the funnel effect.
Yeah.
You funnel out through all these guys, and the players that you would want, or
the ones that are kissing your butt and taking fingers in the bum.
Yeah,
they're going to play and star, and the other ones you're going to malign and suggest that they're lazy and stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not at Ohio State, or they're not at
U of I, shining.
U of I.
Yeah.
They're giving you the business.
Giving you the business.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you got some more solutions, because we're a solution-based statement, and then you can wrap that up into your final thoughts on this particular topic. And you guys, bear with me here. I don't have COVID. I tested myself today, but I think I ate something that sat out too long. But I'm gonna throw it to you. And big ups to Ace. Hey, Ace, who's doing these shirts, bro? Let's give them a plug.
Card and your
you gave me a card.
I don't know in the bag with your stuff, and I have to go get the card out of my wallet.
All right, well, we'll plug it.
I don't know if she wants me to use her government name, so
I got you. Well, we'll plug it. We'll plug it next week. But awesome shirt.
I'll have mine on next week.
Yeah.
We were sponsored by Love the Kids Foundation.
There we go.
They sponsored the Silverback sweatshirts for the Mouthpiece included. And what's her name? Regent's Royalty. Oh,
yeah, I think that was it. All right, Ace, so go ahead and wrap that into your final statements on this topic, then I'll jump in after you.
I'm so sorry I don't have my card. I wasn't going to wear the shirt, so I'm going to plug you once I have my sweatshirt on, which will be next show. The solution, I believe, like I said, is a hotline or some kind of internet line. Or it's got to be a position in place or a department in place for all these Big Ten schools. Primarily, since that's the subject that we're on, to take care of the sexual abuse going on in these schools.
Quick question: Can you can you name the Big Ten Conference and the NCAA in these lawsuits? Go ahead, though, bro.
I believe you should be able to. I don't think that the attorneys want to include them because of the power, of course, that the NCAA has and the Big Ten Conference would have on a lawsuit such as this. They would bring down holy hell on all these players and all these victims of these sexual abusers inside the conference, or they would find a judge that went to one of these universities that's trying the case and find a way to wiggle their involvement out of it, since it would primarily be based on that individual personnel person at the university or the university itself. So. But the Big Ten has to do something. They've got too many, and I know there's something going on right now, probably at another Big Ten school.
Yeah.
So you had actually with the Urban Meyer situation, they had a athletic trainer that he hired when he got the job in Jacksonville, and found out he was abusing sexually, but racially abusing minority athletes there at the University of Iowa. And, it was a big scandal there, and it came out. So after Urban Meyer hired him at for Jacksonville Jaguars, he had to resign a day later because of the controversy of what he was doing at the University of Iowa. So,
and you think the Jaguars didn't know this with all their billionaire, what do you call those people who
investigators,
private eyes? Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, it was during the off season. Maybe they were allowing the coach leeway.
So they're not giving the coaches the Wonderlic test and playing with their balls and their bums and stuff?
Nah, they're
Mhm.
probably relying on the
Old boy
recommendation
system.
of their
Mm.
head coach. Yeah,
Yeah. The
Till,
good old boy. Yeah.
they found out something came out. I'm sure they did a little mild search to these particular coaches, or maybe they did the search and that's what came out. Controversy over what this particular coach had been doing, but it's the shame that these kids have to go through this. And sometimes the parents are 100 miles away or 2,000 miles away. So the question is, who can oversee your student athlete when you send them to excel in their craft as far as the university is concerned, in school, and on their playing field. So a hotline would be a good suggestion, but something has to be put in place to protect these kids while they're away from home, whatever home that they left, or whether home that they're trying to build, or whatever family that they have that's looking for them. So that's what I believe.
Yeah, and my final thoughts on this topic, not to just reiterate what you said, so I'll just go a little different. For parents, and also, we need to prepare our children better for life and for these life situations. We tend to raise our children, trust the doctor, trust authority, and all of that. And in light of these allegations that keep popping up, whether it's, gymnastics, and we always were thinking, tell the girls, but every male isn't cut from the same cloth. And we should know our child. And I would say, whether you think you know your child or not, educate your child on certain basics, like what should be happening at a doctor's office. I mean, there are times, my wife's at the doctor and I'm in the room with her, because, just because they're wearing a white coat doesn't mean they're not a weirdo. So, bear that in mind. So, not blaming the victim at all, but, self-defense is just that, self-defense. And I feel like the awareness has to be done right. And another thing I'm going to say is the protocols. So you write the letter, and on the bottom of your letter of complaint, you CC the Attorney General, you CC the President of the University, you CC the news media, you CC your parents. You have to CC people, and they see all those CCs like CC Peniston, or CC Winan. When they see all those CCs at the bottom of your letter, they're more apt to respond to it, because otherwise they'll call you in and who else did you send this letter to? It's too late then. So that's pretty much all I had to wrap it up.
Well, yeah, like you said, you have to alert as many people as possible
Facts.
what's going on.
Because Ace, if you were one of the first to get abused, and all those people got abused afterwards, you're gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah, because you could quite possibly nipped it in the bud, but you're also looking at a different era as far as sexual abuse. So going forward, we have to protect our kids. We have to protect our young student athletes. We have to protect our wives and sisters, as you saw the provost, got sued and fired for his for his shenanigans at the University of Michigan. Like you said, if you see something, say something.
Man, silence is violence, and they may have to go to a two-party system, meaning there's not one doctor in the room with you.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's it's hard to say intern because they get bullied too, but it'll cost the university more money, but it won't be as much as, $1 billion lawsuit.
I mean, most of you, I would say you can use an intern or somebody that's willing to volunteer.
Yeah, it'd have to be a medical professional though, so it's not another creep.
Yeah, that was the caveat I was thinking of, that if it's not a medical professional or somebody that's independent of the university, you still might not be fully protected.
Yeah, and a lot of people are uncomfortable disrobing around one doctor, and now you're adding two. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's going to take a little thought on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really weird. It's really weird, and I just think it's part of the education. When your athletes all students, when they come to the campus, it's got to be a pamphlet or something, bro. You know how they tell you, don't go to the other side of campus, and they give you pamphlets on alcohol poisoning and sexual assault.
Yeah.
They got to break it down like it ain't always a student next to you.
Right. It could be a university administrator,
professor,
doctor, nurse, male, female, in either profession. Just like any freshman orientation that you receive for campus nightlife or how to get along in the university and things such as that, and they need to include sexual abuse and all these Big Ten universities, at every university, so that these kids can be protected.
Hey, well said.
Don't you fall for it.
Hey, so
Don't you fall for it.
Wednesday, right here on TATN at 9 p.m. Chicago time. Our topic is Don't Fall For It. Defund 12. Self-love and I, our contention is that the narrative controllers are changing the narrative. We're not seeing any more police brutality in the media, but every crime committed by every criminal that's on tape is being played over and over and over again, to the point where they have our community begging for 12's help. Remind you of the 90s, Ace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man. So.
Or they're just letting these crimes take place in our community.
They are.
Without any type of police presence. Like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, and now that the opiates or the meth is hitting the white community, or suburbia, we'll say suburbia. Now that the crime is hitting these areas, now it's a national issue, huh?
Yeah.
And I've been telling our people we've had crime in our community since I've been alive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just they're just not looting and flash mobbing the stores in the hood anymore. They're going to the stores where they can get some stuff.
And the stores in the hood have their high value stuff locked.
Right.
And they have a double lock system. So it's not as easy for them to loot those stores because they're ready.
You might get in, but you might not get out.
And you know what I mean? You go to a store, 87th Ace, it's frustrating. You want to try on a shirt and it's got the lock on it. Hold on, I'm gonna get that. You're like, man, but that's what they had to do.
Yeah, it is what it is. And, the Gold Coast and those high-end stores.
Well, why are you in a Ferrari store, Ace, with all the $1 million worth of watches right there in the window, and you let two guys walk in, and you got a store full of security, and allegedly take $1 million worth of watches? This is an insurance job if I've ever smelled one.
privilege, and yeah. Plus, you can get on the news and say they took $1 million worth of watches. Probably.
And Ace, you could have paid those two Pookies $1,000 each, right? The watches that was in there could have been fakes. We give you $1,000 each. Come in here with your mask on, and we're not going to shoot you. Not going to shoot at you, and then we're going to file a claim for $1 million.
Yeah, those watches were fake. Why would you have that kind of inventory just sitting around
in this climate?
Yeah, knowing that that the whole entire Gold Coast of Chicago has been attacked.
And the reason I say it's a fix, Ace, is because it doesn't fit the MO of 20, 30 people walking in your store. It was two guys, bro.
Yeah, one by the door and one smashing glass and
grabbing millions. Why is this glass breakable at this point?
Right. Oh, that's the only glass you can see through.
Yeah, right. You know, so that's what we're covering. So we're telling our people we're not promoting crime. You kids find another way, get a job,
get a trade,
save your money.
Yeah.
Save your money.
Plus, you don't need that crap anyway. What do you need $1 million watch for?
What are you gonna do with it? You know, you're walking around with evidence. You can't get that stuff off. And then, Ace, you know, why don't they put tracking devices on this stuff now if it's so damn valuable?
Yeah.
$29 from the iStore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the watch only costs them $10, so they don't need a tracking device. They just need you to put that claim through.
Well, here's the thing, though, Ace. In here in Cali, the sheriff was finding all this stuff at swap meets, at other stores. So it's not even like the stuff is going on the street. The stuff is going back to retail.
Yeah. Yeah. So, they found a garage here full of items that they perceive have been stolen or knocked off from high-end stores, just sitting in the garage waiting to get shipped somewhere.
Yeah, they caught somebody in storage here too. There's a storage locker full of that stuff here in Cali, bro.
Yeah.
But what you got, man? Next topic, bro. You got a topic in mind? Or we got a marinade?
Marinade, because we got the holidays coming up.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Hall of Fame players from the HBCUs. Since,
yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Since the world is such an uproar that Coach Prime get the #1 player in the country to come to Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi.
I'm with that. All right, it's prime time next week, bro.
All right. Sounds
prime
good.
time. That's our next topic. So, when you come around the city of the Chi, or you might be in Inglewood, Cali, keep that head on a swivel.
Mouthpiece included. TATN.
Keep your guards up. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. And don't forget to bring
that mouthpiece, baby.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.